Michael Rizzo and Michael Bowling joining us, a duo from the boys at Payoff Pitches. As far as fans bringing gloves to the game to make plays like this, the Buccos kids, I have no issue because they seem like they were still at least in high school or younger. The gentleman for the Mets might have had an adult job. May not have had an adult job, looked like he probably should have, though. So I kind of have some hesitance to reward him for his efforts making that play.
Yeah, if you're not a kid, leave the glove at home.
Right, that's where we stand?
Yep.
I agree. I think
the taunting, though, I'm all right with the taunting.
Taunting's great.
The taunting's great.
I think it's similar to your take, how you said if you're, 20 years and 364 days, keep
like
the
that.
ball, but as soon as you turn 21, you're giving it to a kid.
As soon as you can have that legal beer.
Similar with the glove, except it might even be 18. If you're 17, 364, bring your glove. As soon as you hit 18, you might have to leave it.
Well, think about it. There's no netting.
Right.
And that's the big thing, right? There's only going to be a few areas, right? The outfield, and then, team's going to be extending the netting, so you're going to miss those interactions where, you could have those sort of plays on the side of the field.
That is going to change in the future as netting becomes more prevalent in MLB stadiums. I wanted you guys wanted to discuss with us some of the gimmicks that Major League Baseball is using to connect with audiences that are outside of the core that skews older group. And one of those is Players Weekend, where you can have any name, your nickname, whatever, put on the back of your jersey. You wear special jerseys. They go to Williamsport and play a game in that Little League facility. It's on a Major League field. Don't worry, they're not hitting it 240-foot center field fences, and they're not pitching from 48 feet. But the Cubs and Pirates did this over the weekend, and with Players Weekend happening, some of the video you see here and the nicknames on the back of the jersey you see there. Were there some that stood out to you as spectacular nicknames? Do you like this gimmick? Do you like offering this for the fans, young and old? A little drawback to when these kids were playing Little League Baseball and everything was about chants and nicknames.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's one of the best things that Major League Baseball does. Just to see the looks on some of these pros' faces when they get to interact with these kids. Maybe they don't remember this for life, but for sure the kids will remember it for the rest of their lives. And I think my favorite nickname was Dirty Craig. That was Craig Kimbrell. And they had the great shot of all the kids swinging their arms out behind the plate.
Dirty Craig.
That's what it's all about right there, just bridging the gap, and I think they nailed it.
Some other nicknames we saw, Joey Votto had Who, Max Muncy had Funky Muncy, Eric Thames, who is E.T. as his initial, Phone Home was his nickname, Lettuce Emoji for Chad Bettis. Is that to do with his hair, perhaps? And Shane Bieber's was just not Justin. And as far as, the one thing I did love from that Pittsburgh Cubs game was the first pitch where everyone relayed it home. Unfortunately, there was one kid who dropped the ball. What's going through that kid's head in that moment? Is it fair if you're on his team to give him grief, or do you let that one slide?
Maybe not. You let it slide at first, but it's definitely something, as the weekend goes on. You can, throw a little jab here, a little jab there, especially if hopefully he's, one of the better players on the team or something. So I think it's a little fair fun.
I love that baseball goes to Williamsport to go to Iowa next year, right? White Sox and Yankees. You know what game I want to see? I want to see the Dodgers go back to Brooklyn. There's a minor league field there in Coney Island. Now, they left Brooklyn, but there's so many baseball games, there's 162, that let's try to come up with some angles. I'll watch.
We're going to London. We went to London this year.
Yes.
I know the Cubs and the Cardinals are going to be in London next year.
They're still scoring.
Yeah, it was like 90-47 finals. It was football scores, basketball scores. So I know the other guy, the old guy, Sauce sits here and says, well, maybe you don't like the game of baseball if all these things need to change. No, that's not what it is. I think it's okay to experiment with these things. Are all of them going to hit? Of course not. What's the harm in trying? Is anyone hurt trying little gimmicks? Maybe small minor tweaks to the rules. If it doesn't work, you can always go back. Nowhere does it say this is written in stone, the game's changed forever. That's my take on trying to get a younger audience into the game.
Yeah, and I think Major League Baseball kind of has a bad rap in the sense that it takes the longest for them to change. So I think anything they can do nowadays to tweak and just take chances, like you said, I think will be better for them in the long run, because you never know unless you try it.
Players Weekend jerseys this year have drawn some ire, though, on social media because they look a little bit different. Straight up black or straight up white. You guys are shaking your head here. Did Major League Baseball miss the mark with this one?
They're terrible. The jerseys that the Cubs and the Pirates wore this weekend were awesome. Why not do something similar like the ones they had last year? But these are so bad, and they're so bad that if your team's wearing the white jersey, your pitcher has to wear a different hat. He can't wear the all-white hat. Why didn't they talk? Hey, if the pitcher has to wear a different hat, should we maybe switch this up a little bit?
I'm kind of worried they like mailed it in.
Yeah?
Like, last year they had like the jersey with the V-neck and like they did for the Little League Classic, and then this was like, let's go monochromatic. Like, what's the deal with that? Like, I don't know. I wish they put some more effort into it, but I think that, you know, you'll get to see like these guys will wear crazy socks and, you know, multicolored shoes and whatever. But that's literally the only personality you're going to see from monochromatic jerseys.
I'm okay with, like, did anybody see the Phillies jerseys? They went old school maroon. It was Andrew McCutchen.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet that said he looked like Charlie Brown. What was his name? Charlie Murphy? Out of Dave Chappelle. I mean, I feel like they almost go like weeks at a time going throwbacks.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love the Astros throwback?
I love the Phillies throwbacks, that one and the powder blues. 80s uniforms looked awful in the 80s. For some reason, 30 years later, they look better. I don't know if it's the quality of the thread or what is going on. The colors are more vibrant. But most 80s uniforms, whether it's basketball, football, or baseball, I think look awesome as throwbacks in 2019. I want to throw back to August 11th here. You guys on Payoff Pitches love to talk gambling, love to talk fantasy.
Yeah.
And as far as gambling a baseball game, August 11th, 2019, Justin Verlander was taking the mound against the Baltimore Orioles. I think he was something like a minus 500 favorite. And Tim, who likes to dabble on other networks as a gambling savant, I think on that day had a stone cold lock book it. He was wearing his headdress, his glasses, and a scarf. And he said, coming off a 23-2 beatdown of the Orioles, they have no hope. Justin Verlander on the mound, book it, lock it as a 550 to 1 favorite, whatever it is.
I think they were minus 480, minus 500.
What happened in that game, Rizzo, and why would you know specifically?
Well, that was the game where I saw the 23-2 beatdown, and I thought the next night with Verlander was a bit of a trap. And I saw the Orioles run line plus 2.5, which means they can lose by 2, and I still win my bet. And I was getting plus 150 to take it. So I said, you know what? I'll sprinkle a little something, and sure, you get it as it goes. The Orioles blow it in the top or the bottom of the 8th, whatever, or top of the 8th.
Yeah.
And then they walk it off in the bottom of the 9th, 3-run homer, 10 fans all cheering, the only people at the game, and Orioles plus 400
It was the top of the
backers.
9th, okay? They had a 1-run lead, and they gave up 3 in the top of the 9th, okay, to an inside-the-park home run. So the Astros, who had won 7 straight games, right, they have a 2-run lead against the worst team in baseball with a Hall of Fame pitcher on the mound. All I got to do is get 3 more outs. And not only did they get 1, they got 2, and they had 2 strikes and 2 outs on the last batter of the game.
Rio Ruiz.
Now, the reason I bring this up is I wonder if Timmy's learned his lesson, because tonight I was just scanning the lines. At home, Justin Verlander on the bump against his former team, the Detroit Tigers, minus 570 favorite. So we know where Rizzo's going with this. Are you, and I'm sure you've had, have you won the 7 required bets in a row to get back the money you lost?
6.
6 required bets in a row. Are you doubling down on Verlander at home at minus 550? Stone cold lock of the day in big league baseball.
No, I'll never do it again. when you take a beat like that, I watched that on my phone in my bedroom, and then you just walk downstairs like your kids are there. You just walk past them. Just like, you don't even say hello.
In baseball, it's the best teams only win 66% of the time. You can't lay the minus 500
Any given
ever.
162. We'll see how Verlander does tonight. These are the boys from Payoff Pitches. Do not forget you can catch them on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/stadium2 or at payoff_pitches on their social media sites. Every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, they're bringing you the best from the world of baseball. We're back to wrap up Uncle Timmy and Shram right after this.